A very good afternoon to all of you. Sulin, our MC, she has kindly accepted the role when I first asked her without any hesitation. So thank you for her taking time out to do this for us. So a very good afternoon once again to MAA President, Mr. Kukakun, MSA President, Mr. Ranga Nathan Somanathan, MNPA Chairman, the newly elected Chairman, haven't seen him yet, Yang Bahagia Datuk Muhammad Nasir Ali, Chairman of MPA, Mr. Swaminathan, who else do we have? President of MDA, Mr. Rene Meneses. Oh, yes, Tony, where are you? He's having a cold, but yes, 4A's President, last but not least, Mr. Tony Savari Mutu, Datuk Datin in the house, fellow ABC members, ladies and gentlemen. A very good afternoon and very good honor to have all of you here in the house. I'm not the speaker, I'm just an opening speech, so I'm trying to keep it short and sweet, but still deliver a strong message that you can take home with you. And hopefully you will do something about it because we are all in this together, hopefully. So I'm going to do a bit of difference here, try to demonstrate to you that ABC is always in search of doing things differently, hopefully to achieve a better results. Because ABC has been around for 30 over years, since 1975. So what I'm going to do is, I'm going to introduce you who are the current board members until today, since a year ago. What I would like you to do is to participate in this whole journey and this whole afternoon session by posing me what are the burning questions that you always have with ABC. So be very, very absolutely open. This is really a forum for you to share some of your issues, some of your concerns that you have with ABC. Now, I don't know how it's going to turn out to be. It might be disastrous. But with my full support of my board members, if I can't answer, I'll have them to answer. So purposely, I put up their faces so that you can hunt them. Just kidding. So we have mics around. Yeah, you can openly ask. Or if you need pens and papers, if someone has it, allow them to have it, and then write to us, and then pass to Sulin, and then she'll pass to me, and then allow me to have 5 minutes, and then we'll come up with an answer for you. Does it work? Okay? Never been done before. This is all I want you to take away as well. Never been done before. Okay? So I'm going to show you very quickly. So get your minds working if you're still sitting around. So first off, we have our Vice Chairman. Oh, sorry, I'm the one should be. Sorry, forgot. Okay, for those who may not be very, very involved and familiar with ABC, I thought of putting up this slide very, very quickly so that we are on the same page. We have the Chairman, we have Vice Chairman, Mr. Kati Palanisamy, you will see his face later. And then we have technical committee, membership, blah, blah, blah. All this I'm going to show you later. All I want to show you here is there are 8 of us on the buyer side, and then made up of the publishers on the seller side. Okay? Now consists of 7 newspapers and 1 magazine group. So here is a man, Kati Palanisamy. Can you please give him a big round of applause? He also double heads as the Publicity and Marketing Committee, which you will see some really, really nice, big-scale marketing campaign that ABC has never embarked before. So watch out for it, okay? So he has done a lot of work for us in the past 1 year. Here we have the website committee. Now, a lot of us may not be able to interact day to day on a personal basis. Website is a very important forum or platform for us to share a lot of information very quickly. So we have put aside these important people, Mr. Kelvin Klan from the Star and Billing from the Star. Please give them a round of applause again. Together with Mr. Yam of FNSTP to keep the site updated with all the circulation numbers that you need. Next up, very important lady. She has the energy of a 20-year-old, cannot even compare. Yeah? She has, in record time, revised our 10-year-old audit rules and regulations in just 6 months. And you will hear a lot more good news from her. I'm not going to let the cat out now, but really, on top of that, she is verifying all the submissions on the fixed interval twice a year from newspapers, twice a year for the magazines, along with the audit committee, as well as Marcom Ganesh, who is also part of the whole committee. Okay, we have also technical committee head, Miss Margaret Lim from Aegis Media. Please give her a big round of applause. Yeah. She's the one who really instrumental of setting this up so that we have a constant dialogue with Nielsen Media Research House to make sure the input into the research is updated, is relevant, so that we get the true representation of media consumption. And of course, she's also very, very important as part of the ABCI committee, now working with Mr. Koh Wing Wai to help relaunch our ABCI, which is the digital audit. Look out for this space very, very soon. Also, we purposely set up this committee so that we can focus on doing all the core stuff while we are still trying to find means to do all the work that we need. So we set aside Mr. Patrick Ding. Where's he? Yes, thank you very much. Please give him a big round of applause. He's also part of this whole organizing event. Yes, a lot of work has done, and there are activities upcoming that's in the pipeline as well, so you'll be able to check it out. Also, we have membership committee head, Ms. Cherie Mark of Sand Media, is also in the house. She has been in constant follow-up with all the non-member publishers. Please join us. You will get all the benefit that you want, blah, 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 blah. Yeah? Until some of them really, really scared of her and not answering her call. Okay, then next up, we also have organized some of you has participated the Bandung workshop in March. Some of you were here, and these are the committees behind organizing the workshop. A very successful workshop. More than 200 delegates flew to Bandung just for this. Okay. Of course, the other core team members that we cannot forget, because these are all the multitasker. They participate literally almost everything. We have Chandran from the Star, Yasit from Utusan, Miasat Group, we have Peksan and Sri now, and of course a big pillar, big supporter, the MAA president himself, Mr. Kukakun. So that's all we have as the board of directors. So now, back to you, back to the floor. What are the questions that you have? We only have 5 minutes for this. Any questions? Typical Malaysia, no question one. But once you get into the coffee session or especially drinking session, then suddenly you see all the questions come out, all the complaints come out. Anyone? It's a Friday afternoon, relax. I know I'm a bit dressed up, but relax. You're making me nervous. Any question? Wow, very good audience. Why is ABC task so difficult anyway then, if there's no question? Okay, I think to be fair, you are not warm up yet with a beer or a wine, so I can understand that. I'll come back to Sulin's question, a very good question by the way. The questions we have all the time is why we want to audit in the first place. Right? Because we believe that any serious business who would want to do better and better would certainly want to do an audit of check and balance what they have done right, what they can do better, so they can be improved, right? So that is the whole core idea of how ABC has started as well. They want to know the truth. They want to know the real numbers behind all the publications out there so that they can make a wise choice, wise decision. Even on the publisher side, there are a lot of benefits why one has to be audited. They will know very well whether their sales and marketing strategy has worked, and what else have they missed? Is there anything else that they need to tackle? For example, distribution issues that has hindered circulation numbers, for example. So there are many, many reasons why audit is very, very important. I can share a bit of very short experience of Unilever. And on our brand side, we always do brand audit every year, whether it's with the consumer's insight, consumer data that we have, or even at the financial level, because we need to know whether the margin is there, whether we are making sense of the A&P budget that we spend, so on and so forth. So we all have to do audit. Now, the second question people ask then, okay, I audit, it's for my internal consumption, it's for my own knowledge and improvement, so why do I need to share with so many people? Why do I need a third party to verify my numbers? Because, simply because, thank you, Carla, for the ad break. Simply because we can lend credibility to the numbers. It's not self-declared, it's not self-proclaimed, it's all third-party verified. I think that's very important. Just think for yourself, what has ADEX do for us? Advertising expenditure from Nielsen. It has shown us a visibility of the numbers, of who is spending on what. And from there, you will know how to formulate your strategy, whether you're a publisher, media houses, or even on the advertiser side. It gives us so much of clarity so that you don't have to find ways of finding out the numbers. You don't spend unnecessary time just to hunt those numbers, but you can concentrate on doing something else that really matters. So ABC, in a way, is providing that clarity of numbers that we all need in order to know what we can do better. The fight is not in the numbers. The fight is winning the hearts of our consumers, audiences, and readers. So that's the more important one. So ABC is there all the time. Yes, I can speak for probably the newspaper guys because most of them are very obedient and has managed to get themselves audited, most of them, including the East Malaysia partners. The benefits are plenty. They lend a lot of credibility behind the numbers. No one questions, is this number true? The only time when they question is because they were confused with the readership numbers, or they couldn't make sense out of the both numbers. So numbers tell stories, right? And that's why we dwell a lot into numbers. So it's up to us how we are going to use these numbers to make a lot of sense to what we do, as well as to help us to make decisions. Allow me to jog a bit of a memory how it was all founded, ABC. Set up in 1975, non-profit, self-promoting, self-regulatory, trying to make sure that it's a healthy industry that we are all in. ABC will not exist if the publishers and the media houses are not here to stay, are not here to prosper. There's no role for ABC to be around if you're not around. So we are part of the ecosystem. We are part of you if you don't realize right now. So share with us this journey because it's going to be really, really exciting. You will hear from Margaret later what is those new things that we are going to implement very immediately for the coming month. And then from there, we are going to be trying to leapfrog ahead instead of just a catching game. So when I first took over the helm of a chairmanship last year, we said that, okay, we really need to do something so wild, so different, that everyone will be energized, and regardless who is going to continue the chairmanship, the board member will stay focused on the cause of delivering what was set out to achieve. So we say, okay, let's look back at the core strength, the core purpose of why ABC was set up. The strength of ABC is we are able to provide a common currency, same methodology, same time frame, across across all the publishers. That is the result that we're achieving, and we can compare really light with light. Unlike any research, you probably know better than me, one publisher could be presenting some readership figures, while the others are doing the same as well, but you will never be able to compare their numbers because they have different inputs, they have different time frames, so on and so forth. So it's very, very different for you to make sense out of it. So we provide common currency. That's one strength that ABC has. Then when I started deep dive into it of why ABC existed, then we realized that, hey, ABC is not just for the print media. It's actually across all media that exist and any information that is so relevant for us to make sound media planning and buying decision. So we say, okay, that's very, very cool. That's very inspiring because we're not just looking at print, which is so narrow, right? A lot of people say, oh, is this relevant for print media? No, it's in fact not. It says very, very clearly, any media that exists and any evolving new media that will come along should be audited because we need those credible numbers. So those are the 2 points. The third point was we see that a lot of advertisers nowadays inevitably has to do a 360 media plan simply because there's so many touch points to reach the same audience that we need to. So with all these 3 points, then we say that, okay, so what do we do then? We set ourselves a very lofty goal. We say we have to set ourselves to be the first in the world to provide a common currency across all media, not just print. So the MSA board was presented by it. They were very, very thrilled by it, and we're working very closely on that. So with the evolution of technology, digital, so on and so forth, we are trying to move very, very, very fast. And from the works that you can see in the last 2 years, we have accelerated the speed of execution. Members, you will see a lot more report during the AGM. I won't elaborate here. But really, really, we encourage everyone to stand united behind credited, transparent, audited numbers. Because then we'll be able to do a proper planning, justify the real ROI, and be able to carry out the things that really matters. I'm not going to say any further because there are some key leaders out here who has spoke on behalf of ABC. So let's see what they have to say.
In the last 2 years, ever since I took over the helm of the Malaysian Advertisers Association, and together with the council members, in particularly Vern and also Margaret Aoyong, we discussed like how can we improve the relevance of ABC in the industry. And at the end of the day, we wanted the industry to subscribe to the idea of having the ABC around and make it a voice of the industry in terms of the numbers that the advertisers are looking for. The question is not whether we should use one number over another. The question is how can we make the numbers more credible and more useful to the what you call advertisers and also the public at large. What I urge the members of the board as well as the ABC members to put themselves in a position where all of us are looking at a bigger picture, not for the short term but for the long term, for the healthy development of the print industries.
The 4As has been a member of the ABC since its inception. Actually, it's a founding member along with the MAA and the newspaper organizations. So I think the relationship of the 4As and in the time when advertising agencies were were significant media buyers. Goes back since the ABC was started in this country. Certainly, I think the ABC has gone through a number of phases. Over the last 2 years, it has picked up significance as there are more media titles and print titles coming into play, and especially in this country where a significant portion of money is being spent in print media, and the new and emerging magazines who are being introduced every day. I think the significance of the ABC has never been higher. A large portion of the population are still very print focused. As much as they watch TV, it is a very important medium in this country. It is important that a high level of transparency is available to those making the decisions. If not, you will have magazines making certain claims that have not been verified. It's a fundamental of circulation, of reach, of integrity and transparency. Those are very fundamental parts of audience numbers.
And one of the first things as interns and as planners we used to do then was to pour through the ABC reports. That was the first document that planners, when we started, were given. And our career journey began looking at audited reports for publications. And therein the entire philosophy of accountability and transparency was ingrained in us. If we didn't know our numbers on ABC, we would not get our rewards in the organization. In fact, we would get reprimanded by our bosses those days. So that's how we got introduced to ABC. There was a fear of not knowing the numbers, and therefore we had to make sure that we spend enough time looking through the ABC reports and understand what those numbers meant. Accountability is at the core of media function, and ABC is the primary building block of that. What exactly are we looking at? We are looking at publications making claims saying that this is how many print orders we make, but what our ABC does is it validates those claims and gives it a certificate of accuracy and authenticity. ABC helps us achieve that accountability and authenticity in the numbers that are out there. Well, more from a media perspective, and most of the contracts we end up drawing with our clients, we end up having things like third-party liability, which means that whenever a media agency recommends some solution to the client, the responsibility of fulfillment also resides with the agency. Now, what happens is with data that is not accurate and not validated, the responsibility is that of the agency to make sure the data is validated. With ABC coming into play, it really helps us that there's an industry body which validates and authenticates the numbers that are floating around, and which kind of helps us cover our contractual clauses and commitments to our clients. Under the refreshed and re-energized ABC team, we are seeing a lot of initiatives to bring back ABC and accountability more so as a grassroots, as a building block, as a fundamental for any measurement. We are looking at auditing the online space via ABCI. We have a technical committee and the ABCI team that is working aggressively to put that in play. I think all of us have to, as office heads, as industry leaders, need to take ABC as a very important measure that we bring to our recommendation.
As many in the industry are aware, over the last 5 years or so, the circulation sales of many local magazines, including those which are ABC audited, are either stagnant, shown small growth, or have declined. This can be said due to competition within the particular magazine segment and the changing habits of magazine readership. Understanding the people's lifestyle and the readership consumption, publishers are now moving on to embrace the digital arena, and many magazines are already available online and in the form of tablets. Our members are now strengthening and consolidating their base circulation figures, and the recent introduction of ABC to include the digital replica editions is a welcome move. Whilst the exercise needs some time to see results, we are positive that the current working together and engagement between the Magazine Publishers Association and Audit Bureau of Circulation will certainly enhance a more transparent and accountable industry.
I'm very excited to hear that ABC's a lot of plans ahead, and as we all know, ABC has been the mainstream measurement of circulation that everybody's been using, right from agencies, media specialists, and also publishers, in making sure that all the figures that's been circulated are correct and verified. Obviously, I support the efforts by ABC because it is done professionally and is being used worldwide as a measurement or as a currency of measurement for circulation of not just newspapers, it also involves magazines and other media platforms. I think the ABC, particularly now under this new committee, they've shown a lot of excitement, and I think they're trying to ensure that ABC's credibility and reputation is intact. ABC has been long all these years, and so far I think all our members are very happy with the ABC's role and ABC's way of doing things. And in fact, whatever disputes or matters that may arise, it's always been properly resolved by ABC themselves. At the end of the day, you want to get the actual, the correct figures, whatever it is, circulation or sales. So we have a body that is actually independent of all the users and all the people who refer these figures. So, and ABC has been doing that remarkable job of making sure that all the figures that they've done are all authentic. I think this new team we've got a lot more communications than we used to have before. So that's healthy. And I think with these developments in this industry, particularly newspaper print, where print is still what I call it relevant today, and we in the print media have also not just sat down, we've also actually developed ourselves, we embrace technology, we also adapt to whatever happening today. So we definitely would welcome any more further collaboration with ABC. We in MNPA finds ABC actually a very important tool, and it's actually the major basis for media buying, because all of us look at the figures together and all of us are involved in the whole process of getting the figures. So at the end of the day, you must have confidence that ABC is actually the basis of making decisions.
I started seeing it on slides when people looked or people wanted to get credibility for the numbers they were pitching. Started seeing the ABC logo there. I think it's been pretty active from our side. At least we've started engaging pretty aggressively with the ABC to achieve some results, at least for moving the market forward. As mentioned by most clients and agencies, it's essentially a game. This whole advertising and marketing thing is a game of trust, right? And people only are willing to do work with you if you are trusted. Very often it's hard for companies to earn that trust in a short period of time. And the fastest way to do it is to get an independent body that is respectable, to actually be around and give that stamp of approval for whatever you're claiming. So I think that's vital for the industry as a whole. I think it's interesting, of course, everyone in the industry likes to go with numbers that make themselves look good. The ABC is in a position to actually say, regardless of whether it looks good or not, these are the right numbers. In an industry where currency is important, everyone's looking for standardization and all that, and you know, like what I said just now, trust. It's great that we have a body like the ABC here, and I think as time progresses, there'll be many more people who look to the ABC as a source for that sort of, you know, endorsement. We, of course, at the MDA, being a relatively young association, we've been around for maybe 2.5 years. We've noticed that, you know, across the globe, all the people who have actually embarked on measurement solutions to sort of standardize currency for the market have placed a very high responsibility on the ABC to add to that verification of our data and methodology. So the MDA is really happy that we get to work with the ABC, especially in this market, as we've been leaders in the region already. in terms of standardizing measurement. And we hope to see that in the coming year, all MDA members will actually agree to be audited by the ABCI. So yeah, congratulations to ABCI for actually launching, and we're looking forward to seeing that come and become a valuable source of information in the coming years.
I hope all the key leaders in the industry would somehow, somewhere, answer some of the questions that you might have at the back of your mind, or things like that. So in 2011, the first Control Award was already said that we need to insist on only the audited title for entries. We have first set up the technical committee just to engage the Nielsen Media House to ensure the methodology input are all updated. We also see ourselves being a very relevant partner in helping the whole industry to prosper, to even revive your circulation numbers or so on and so forth. That's why Yachek Otko is here today. One of the projects that we did was to try to cultivate the reading habits of Malaysians by partnering with Big Bad Wolf book sales, where books were really made affordable to Malaysians. We are also the first board in the history of ABC to include the digital buyers and sellers. In 2012, this year, what happened is we were also the first who to revise the audit rules after 10 years, and first in the history to include the digital replica into the audit rules. Very exciting one for us is this coming MSA award, which in fact the judging was done already yesterday. Encourage really the audited titles in the print entries. First, to launch a big-scale marketing campaign that you will see very soon that involves the industry. And of course, we really still aim at to be the first in the world to launch the common currency across all media. So it's a bit of a brag time for us, but hey, bosses is always like that. If you don't tell, people will never know. So thanks for your attention. Last but not least, I would love to say that this is an interesting journey for all of us, not just in ABC, but I'm sure in all the industries and all the companies that we're working with, we're going through the phases because of technological and human revolution. One last thing I would love to leave with you is, please remember ABC is here for you. So united we stand, divided we will fall. Thank you so much.